Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Actor come politician Kenneth Okonkwo is back again, and this time around is opening up on the reason why Peter Obi says that they should just grant him one term. And it will shock you who actually propounded that idea, and he has opened up on the reason why Peter Obi is saying that, especially as it has to do with the northern part of the country. And interestingly, Peter Obi had made that revelation some few, months ago, precisely in the month of July, during an interview. Opened up that all what he need is just one term. He said, "I don't need a day more than 4 years. I will show the direction of good governance." Also, when he visited the governor of Bauchi State, that was his position. Also, he said, "If I have the opportunity, we should stop having a second term for presidency. It should be 5 years. That is what is in South Korea. So people come in and know that they have a job to do." That was what Peter Obi said. But he's come out talking about Kenneth Okonkwo to tell Nigerians the reason why Peter Obi is hammering on one term. According to him, he says that Obi's one-term promise is a political strategy to avoid losing vote in 2027 election from the north. A member of the opposition coalition, Kenneth Okonkwo, has described the promise by the former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, to serve for one term if elected as president as a political strategy to curry favor with the north. Okonkwo explained that Obi knows that if he did not make the promise, he would lose votes from the northern region of the country. So, I brought the theory as a way for any opposition party to inspire Nigerians to know that each side will not lose when they make any choice, whether north or south. He said he's the one that propounded that idea. He went further to say, so it was even Atiku Abubakar that first of all said he was going to do one term. Then Peter Obi now keyed in. It's because he knows that if he, as a younger person, does not make any promise or does not make that promise, he loses the entire north. So it's purely a political strategy to say, look, I am not going to cut the 8 years. I'm not going to shortchange you. So if I am elected, I will just do only 1 year to complete the 8 years of the South. So that's just the whole idea about it. According to him, any party serious about defeating an incumbent must agree that its presidential candidate would serve for one term so that no side will feel cheated. The lawyer further stated, I was the one who propounded it one-term presidency as a theory, saying that any party that is serious about fighting an incumbent must have to say that whoever is going to contest should have to do one term so that no side will feel cheated. So if you are a Southerner, if you don't agree to one term, the Northerners will say you want to do another 8 years, which will offend the system. If you are a Northerner, if you don't agree to do one term, the Southerners will say that means you want to cut or short. And, this has triggered a lot of reactions from Nigerians. A lot of people are really, really talking about the position of Kenneth Okonkwo in respect to this. Most people believe that he's doing everything, to see how he can, kind of leak out every support that Peter Obi has. But I don't think so. I think he's just trying to open up on, the reality on ground, because I think what he has opened up to Nigerians without talking about on ground, you understand, is actually trying to tell Nigerians the truth, that this is the reason Peter Obi is saying this. And what I really wanted to hear from him is, can we trust Peter Obi that he was going to do just that, what he had promised? That's what I really wanted to hear. Should we trust Peter Obi, or would what Peter Obi said, is it true that he's going to do it? I believe that Peter Obi will do it. But let's just consider some of the reactions of Nigeria in respect to that. Someone here talking to him said, you are right, but the only way to unseat Tinubu is through coalition, and you don't feed a presidential candidate from the same region to challenge an incumbent, rather from the north, which has most of the vote. That was the strategy deployed by Tinubu during Jonathan's reign, and he brought out Buhari. Someone is suggesting that it shouldn't be the South that should produce it. It should actually be the North that should roll out someone. Another person here says, mission of self-destruct. When the enemy tries to overcome you and they fail, they use an enemy within. I don't know who he's talking to, maybe Kenneth, but I don't think this particular statement is meant actually to discredit Peter Obi, but just a way of telling Nigerians, this is my opinion about this is one term thing that he's talking about. It's actually a political strategy to curry favor from the North. In other words, doesn't want to lose anything from the North. Some other person here says, no matter the money they pay you, Kenneth, we are not supporting Atiku. Tell him to retire and let's get fresh air. The North can bring another candidate and we would gladly support that person. Why is Atiku always running? This one here says, Obi joining Atiku as vice will give Tinubu an inroad into the southeast and south-south. South divide, north vote. Maintain his dominance in the west and secure victory. Hate or tell, Tinubu is secured. Another person reacting say, anybody who takes Obi promise serious is a joker. The man has pendants for not keeping to his promise. I don't know what this man is talking about because unfortunately all the promises he has said thus far, he always honor it. Another person which I'm going to consider as the last, one Precious said, if it is a strategy, what's wrong? Say, if it's a strategy, what's wrong with that? Is politics not all about strategy? But what makes his own unique is that he's a man who makes a promise and keep to it, something that the likes of you can't. Nobody is unaware of the strategy in it. What we are interested in are people whom their words is their bond. Interesting. Someone whose word is actually their bond. And I think that is one thing Nigerians are clamoring for. Someone who will speak. And personally, this is on a personal note, I stand to be corrected, but the correction that you're going to bring in must actually be traceable to failures in his statement. Though most people will point to the fact that he said he will never leave Abga. As at that time, I think he was a baby politician. He did not know that if you give such a promise to just one party, you can end up being messed up, And unfortunately, the Abga did not have a national coverage like other political parties. I think that's why he decided to defect to the People Democratic Party. And the reason why he left People Democratic Party was not because, he betrayed them, but the reason was because, unfortunately, PDP was already a sea of sharks, political sharks, people who know how to play the game of money, play politics of money, and will strip him of such opportunity. That's why he decided to opt out to Labour Party. But the situation on ground now, looking at what's going on right now, it points to one direction, that Nigerians need a coalition party if we must hoist out the current administration. Without a coalition party, there's no way we will work. And the reason why we are saying this is to borrow the wisdom of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2015 when he rolled out, APC. It was a merging party. Other party, ANPP came in, AD came in, countless parties, CNC came in, so many parties came in and they unified their force and they removed APC. And it was something, there was no element of betrayal, and that's why if there's any coalition that will be accepted, the candidate must have, or let me say, all those who are going to be playing this game of politics come 2027, they must agree that whoever that comes out, we will unanimously vote the person in. But most people have one choice, and they said, Peter Obi should go in. Also, Northerners believe that Atiku Abubakar, who does not have time, should be the one to be given such an opportunity. But the big question is, will Atiku Abubakar opt out after 4 years?